never thought I'd go back to school. Even though I was surrounded by people who had done higher education, I grew up, multicultural background. I was always very curious about many different parts of the world, literally the other side of the world.
It was really a dream of mine to study abroad. I couldn't do it for my bachelor's, so I decided I would definitely study abroad for my master's.
I got to know that we have this program in Yonsei with 70% of students from outside of Korea and all classes in English. I really love Yonsei from a long time ago, so that was the best choice.
It does have a kind of Korean Harry Potter feel, and that stuck with me, that first image of it.
It's very dynamic, the diversity of people, there's always something happening. And I mean, look at our campus, people from all over the world come just to take photos here.
My passion is Asia, so that was the perfect combination for me because I would be able to research about the East Asian region in East Asia in English.
There's a lot of professors who have worked in foreign affairs, who have worked for the Korean government, who can kind of bring their insights to the students.
The biggest strength of our program is really the student body. The student body is incredibly diverse. You have many nationalities represented.
We are an international school, and so we have to become a family, and that's the coolest part about it.
My students are really from all over the world, and it makes it so fun because we end up as a class looking at it from a UK perspective, a Southeast Asian perspective. Through the student body, that's really been happening and advancing at GSIS.
The notion of studying abroad, very popular during my time, but it was mostly to Europe, not to Asia. I remember that first semester studying in Korea and just being so amazed at everything because the lifestyle was so different. That's 20 years ago. Korea has so evolved in advance. The funny thing though is I have not left Asia since that time.
Seoul is very energetic and a young city. A lot of new things, exciting things happen every day. So actually I read somewhere that if you're young, you have to stay several years in Seoul or you're gonna regret it. So.
In this neighborhood in Sinchon, this is as close to a college town as you can get. When I make that walk to school or when I'm walking around the surrounding areas, I'm always seeing younger people singing and dancing in the streets, having performances, working on projects in the streets. I see a lot of film crews.
Ever since I was little, I've been watching those movies with the school campuses. People would just sit on the grass and chat and study. I would really like to go into international cooperation. I thought, why not go to Korea? It wasn't the obvious choice.
South Korea is a fantastic place to study international relations. You're so close to China. There's so many, deep ties culturally, historically. And then, you look the other direction. You've got Japan, huge historical, geopolitical players. When you're in South Korea, it's kind of this pivot where you can be close to these places, but then have that critical distance, obviously, with North Korea as well.
This will be Asia century. You will have more democracies in Asia than anywhere else in the world. You will have most of the engines of economic growth in Asia. And so there's a strong pivot to the importance of Asia to the rest of the world.
I really like how Korea changed me for the better and how people from back home, when I talk to them, how they can notice this change.
Yonsei GSIS inspired me to be more global.
I would like to become a diplomat.
I want to find a job in Korea.
I hope to work in the NGO field for North Korean human rights.
Instead of just several years there, I would rather to stay there as long as I want.